anyways, we are back. We left just a little bit ago with the party now having been split up. As Sabian went to go check in with Davil at the Yawning Portal, and then the rest of the group finished their breakfast and started to head towards the mountain. And that's where we now find ourselves. Did you guys want to do anything specific on your walk towards the castle ward?
Nope.
No, pretty good.
Yeah, so you guys, which way would you guys like to approach the mountain?
Just from the direction that we're coming. So, like, and he,
That would all depend on what route you take.
okay, so Vara said that he's on the side that faces the majority of the city, which seems like it's the north face. Right?
North, northeast.
It would be like the northeastern face, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say I'd lead them towards the northeastern.
There. We can
So-
pull out the map again.
Yeah, no, you guys would end up. So you can either start by heading west first and then south, or you can head south and then west.
South and then west.
Okay. So you guys end up heading south. You kind of take the road that kind of goes along the outside of the City of the Dead, and you just, as you walk past, you can catch glimpses of just that barren, snow-covered, large cemetery with all the trees bare of leaves and things like that. All the mausoleums kind of scattered, just covered in snow. So you head south, and then you start to head west. And as you guys head west, you can see the mountain getting taller and taller as you guys approach it. And you guys end up coming up from the west from the east, coming up basically on like Peregrine's Palace.
Okay. Do we just head up? Can we see anything on anything that looks like a climbing
Or any contact
route?
or something?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Love to.
Good.
I have no idea.
Not 1 for a 2.
14.
14?
8.
8?
He's the
Guys.
highest.
are crushing
He
it.
is the highest. I'm
Guys.
saving my good rolls for actually climbing.
Level 2, here we go!
So you don't specifically see any routes or like trails or anything like that, but with your perception check, you do find a pretty good place that looks like it'd be a pretty easy start. But as you guys are kind of sitting there like scoping out this mountain that looms in front of you, you hear footsteps walk up behind you, and you turn around and see Sabian.
There you are.
Before I leave the yawning portal, I throw the note in the fire.
You got it.
Just like we declare that on stream. Yeah!
I didn't pay for that one.
Twitch.
Yeah, that one was definitely custom work. I was like, there's no way this scenario exists in a Beatles box.
Little did you know, I had it specifically tailored.
For the shenanigans of.
Them shenanigans.
Yeah, I arrive on the scene to see these people gawking at a mountain, and I proceed to the mountain, I guess.
Yep, go for it.
Oh, so close. 12.
Yeah, kind of same
Nope,
deal
10.
as. Oh, guess not. Yeah, you don't really.
I was really hoping you're just gonna walk up and get a nat 20.
Yeah.
Got this.
Come on, guys, follow me.
Yeah, alright, come on.
Yeah, no, you don't see like any sort of like specific trail or like climbing route or anything like that.
Can we see a hole in the wall where we might be wanting to go?
I would say make another perception check for that.
I also want to
So
do
anyone good at tracking beasts or people?
Nope. Nope.
17.
17.
I'm a muscle wizard.
Cast your fist. That's cocked.
Flex back. Ooh.
Non-natural 20.
All right, that's everybody.
Sorry, 13 for me.
Sorry, we're rolling
Perception.
another perception. 19.
So I'd say that the two of you, Sabian and Mabram, you can barely make out what looks like would be some sort of hole or cave or something like that. way up. Not quite at the top, but probably like 80% of the way up.
Alright. I pointed out to everyone who can't see. Y'all see that? Up there? I know it's kind of
Oh yeah.
it's sort of like misty up there.
Oh yeah,
Morning.
that
'Cause
fog, the morning sea fog.
Yeah, because the sea is right there too. So yeah,
It's like San Francisco.
probably.
What's like a climbing technique? Can we just go?
Well, we want
I
to
don't know, I
find
have
some kind of
claws, so-
trail or like
Some kind of trail.
or
We've
hand
got some rope. I'll like
handholds.
pull the rope out and put it on my shoulder, not in the pack.
I have rope as well, 50 foot.
Me too.
And these things called pythons, you drive them wedge them into rocks, and you can tie ropes to them.
Okay.
And just don't fall.
Well,
Pretty much.
if you're secured to a python, you won't fall. You'll be caught by the spike in the rock.
So let's do the Titan thing.
Well,
Pull out my
See,
maul and drive a python in. Just
Where were you this morning? Thought you
What?
Where were you this morning?
oh yeah,
Water- I mean, I did roll the better perception on this, you know.
you fucker. Why you gotta talk to me?
What? What?
Oh,
what?
Why you gotta remember game shit?
Well, yeah, why you gotta remember what did or did not happen? I had some business to attend to.
While drunk.
Yeah, while drunk. I'm so drunk right now. I'm gonna find this mountain wasted.
You were already drinking wine this morning.
Oh, it was from last night.
You spilled it last night and then cleaned it up this morning.
Yeah, because I didn't want to clean it up last night.
Because he was drunk.
Because I was drunk.
Can I roll an insight?
Yes.
Thank you.
I
Did you
deceive.
always have
Go for it.
wine? I thought we only had ale.
I'm deceiving. Fuck. Shit. Six.
7.
Oh,
Um,
fucked me.
so when specifically when Sarmea asks about having wine, because as far as she knew, you guys only had ale. You see Sabian's eyes kind of twitch a bit as he tries to get his way through this.
Noted.
You say
Okay.
anything?
No.
Okay.
I said
Alright.
noted.
I'm just saying you could share your wine. It's not important right now.
No thanks. You still owe me some. You owe me for what you did.
You know he usually finishes the bottle.
That's
There'd be
true,
nothing
too.
left.
You ripped my dress.
We're climbing a mountain.
And on that note, I'm like,
Yeah.
get ready and start climbing.
Yeah. I kind of want to like.
Teamwork!
Kind of want to like find like a foot handhold
No, I don't say that.
and like grab and see how much my claws will like help me like dig in.
Yeah. So is this like crumbly rock or like El Capitan hard?
It's pretty hard.
It's hard rock. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys start to climb.
Yeah, we just make our way, I guess. We have
Then at least at this part, you feel like you and your claws are enough for you to do what you see in front of you. So who's using equipment?
I do have. Is it the explorer's pack that has pythons, right? Pythons and some rope.
I have a burglar's pack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know an explorer's pack does have pythons. and
Yeah,
ropes,
okay.
that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
brought
I've got it.
Cool.
Explorer's
So I do have one of those.
You know
So,
what pack doesn't have that? Entertainers.
It's okay, mine doesn't.
So I'll at least pull them out and have them handy, and like see if I need them pretty much.
Well, we have 30 pythons between us, and I think it's like 25 foot.
I could drive them in with the right equipment, at least up to as far as my hand can go.
Drago's got like that big hammer.
Prago probably should go first since he's probably more adept at climbing and wielding a hammer. And at the same
Monarch.
time,
I meant in the magic variety. I'm not good at climbing at all.
how would you set a python with magic?
Find a hole with the mage hand and hit it with a hammer.
Explorer's pack does not have pythons. It only has rope.
Oh,
Oh.
really?
Dungeoneer's pack has pythons.
I did know that.
That's it.
That guy. This guy right here.
Nope,
Put a
that's
sword.
burglar's pack.
Oh god. Oh. Well.
So you guys have 10 pythons.
10 pythons.
Alright.
10 pythons.
Make it work.
Would before we climb before we start, can I try that the whole Python? Grab a hammer with like both of the mage hand Python into something and then hammer with the mage hand. See if it actually has enough force to drag it in.
You can try it, yeah.
Arcana?
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Not great. It's 14.
14. So you summon your mage hand and you grab one of the pythons up and you see it flit up to the rock face and you direct it to like a crack and you see it set the python in there and the python sets and you see the hand come back down and you hand it a hammer.
Who has a hammer? No. A regular hammer. I can't lift that.
I think I might actually have a medium-sized hammer as well.
I have a hammer.
Cool. There you
in
go.
my
Yeah.
burglar's pack.
I've got a crowbar. You could.
I have a hammer to set python. The
Right.
pythons in my pack.
If you pull out your hammer, I'll grab it and mage hand.
If I
Yeah,
had
the
a
mage hand
hammer,
grabs it
You would hammer in the morning.
and you direct it back up to the python
Mhm.
and you see it take a swing and you hear the hammer connect but the python doesn't move at all.
Got it.
I'll.
Can I drop the hammer to myself and then with the mage hand grab the like nap?
You could just mage hand the hammer back to yourself and then cast mage hand.
Just take time.
It's
This
better
is
than
cooler.
dropping it and not potentially missing it.
Like you roll to catch the hammer.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway.
Well, there goes that.
What'd you have me roll? Sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Word. That's an 18.
Yeah, you catch it.
Great. Well, if
This
you
one
guys,
rated on
if
a
you are
10.
done, I'm gonna start up this. And given we only have 10 pythons, we should just be careful about when we use them.
I
You can
just
place them every 25 feet apart, so we can go 250 feet.
I mage hand the Python back to Braga.
Can we, through our perception check, can we kind of tell how far up the mountain the
It's
cabin is?
way higher than 250 feet.
So in the steep sections, we'll use them.
Yes, sounds delightful.
I hope. It's off to the monk we go.
Yeah, so you guys start to climb. And I'd say that, so you guys are all kind of sharing the 10 pythons and rope. Is that what's happening?
I guess. I mean,
I mean,
so the person in front would set them, and the person in the back would have to undo them.
so if you're all tying yourself to the same rope,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
it's going to take up almost an entire rope to connect all of you.
Yeah, and I don't think a single python's gonna hold the weight of 5 of us.
No, but if we spread it out and there was a python in
Well,
between each
Well, you
person.
said
The idea
you
would
said
be.
Zen's pretty good just with their claws, though.
Yeah, that's
Or-
true.
Well, my
yeah,
my
like I.
Doing a lot of
yeah,
that.
I was thinking,
Somebody
like, okay, you
else
get to
has
a
tried to
steep
Climb up
section.
otherwise.
You get to a steep section. You start climbing. You stick a python in. You start climbing. You stick a python in. And once you get past the steep section, then you don't use any more pythons, and other people climb up, and then.
But then your rope is tied to the pythons, so you can only go as far as that rope lets you.
Then
But
maybe
rope
we
doesn't
use...
necessarily have to be tied to the python. It can like loop through it, and you can pull it through. Like you can double it over.
Also, we use mage hand.
It's not very powerful.
But it could return a rope to us.
Can
like,
return a rope, but I don't think it could
Maybe
return
not
a
at height. Oh, because it's. Yeah, okay. Well, that's a good question. Maybe I should just use my pythons, I guess. But I mean, I don't want to leave anyone out on the mark.
I'll be alright.
But I know, yeah, if
Sarah.
Sin's gonna be alright just with her claws, then how hard can it be?
So maybe it
Said
feels
the guy
fine.
with the pythons.
On the outside, she
Yeah.
looks like she feels
Suddenly
fine
it
about
becomes
it.
too annoying, and we put the pythons back in the bag and just climb normally. No.
We'll just have to work out a system where someone takes the python as they climb to the next python, the last python, and somehow we transfer it up to the front of the line.
I'm into it.
Okay.
It's going
That
to take
can be
more
mage
time. That could be mage-handed, yes. You
Once
could-
it's removed, I
we
can bring it
could,
to the top.
Yeah,
So then
there you
you
go.
put me in the center.
Okay.
yeah, and then I'll go in the back, since I know how to operate pythons.
And
I
Braga-
wanna
Braga
be-
will go in front, and then you guys
I
can...
want to be right in front of Sabian so he has to stare at my butt.
So it's 4 of us because Zin's.
Okay.
So it's Sabian, Sarmea, Mavrum, and then Braga. Cool. I get to Sarah Braga's, but
Oh, yeah,
It's
I'm,
great.
You're behind
No.
me.
yeah, exactly.
I'm in the lead.
Well, she's not in the chain because she's
Yeah,
climbing.
Zin's not in the chain. So it goes
So
Sabian
it's
at
a
the
four
bottom,
I'm gonna try this equipment list.
Sarmea, myself, then
Yeah. Okay.
and Braga. Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna press on and put some Titans in when it looks dangerous.
We're gonna caterpillar our way up the mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, so it takes you guys a while. I'd say a couple hours. It's a large rock face. It is called a mountain after all. But
Are we able to stop and look for a trail again at another point? Or
you can try if you'd like, yeah.
I would like to. 'Cause
Yeah.
if we don't have to, if we can go the worn path, the path more travel, that'd be happily.
I want to check too.
Yeah, go for it.
My
16.
weak ass wants to.
Non-natural 20.
My weak ass wants to check too.
I'm so tired.
I'm so tired.
I'm not just listening.
18?
I'm actually sweating.
What did you get?
16.
16. So you guys don't notice like a clear-cut route or anything like that. What you do notice is as you're climbing, you do notice a couple spots here and there where you do see where Titans have been driven.
So we can make use of items that have been left before us. Awesome. Is that speed us up in any way?
I wouldn't say it necessarily speeds you up, but it does give you a little bit more wiggle room with your equipment.
Okay.
Cool. Wonder if there's a Waterdeep climbing club.
Climbers Guild.
Climbers
Like I
Guild.
said, mountain
Mount-
climbers and spelunkers go.
Yeah.
This is their practice route.
Yeah.
Bergman's Guild.
Yeah, so you guys continue your way up, and after a couple hours, you notice that hole that you had spotted high up is much closer now. And as you guys reach it, you are able to pull yourselves up, and you find yourself standing in the entryway to this cave.
And Mavrum flops onto his back, breathing heavily.
Do you need some water?
Yes, please.
Are you like on your back face up? I like pour water.
That's pretty much exactly what I was thinking about.
On your face.
Uh,
I just start pouring my water skin on your face.
Zin, you having not used any equipment, find yourself just as beat as me. Except you arrive with 1 level of exhaustion.
I think
Got
You're
it.
not using
man.
equipment.
Unnecessary.
Got it. And what is? I always forget what the first level
Your
entails.
all checks have disadvantage.
Okay.
basically.
Got it.
And the attack.
No, just skill checks.
Just skill checks.
Oh,
Okay.
that
That's
was
not
that
the
works all
worst.
out.
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's see.
I like that we all just drank water.
Yeah.
Go team.
I'm
Mavrum,
so thirsty.
I'm so thirsty.
Mavrum stands
Water
up and
boys.
just like slops off any water that's like left over from me and just like pour it on him.
Do dragonborn sweat?
Probably not.
I don't know. Okay, maybe it be sorry.
DM ruling.
You pant, I guess?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I might more for like a pant.
Yeah.
Well, I know like lizards don't deal with like endurance very well. We're like humans are good at it because we can sweat. Like a lot of
Right.
animals can't sweat.
Sarmay's gonna get her water skin out, take a drink while she walks into the cavern.
Okay. And you have dark vision, right? Tiefling?
I don't think so. Oh, I do.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
I do too.
I also have dark vision.
And
It's everybody but Zin. right?
Everybody
Zin
but
and Braga?
me.
She will
Dwarves have
someday.
dark vision.
You get it eventually.
We live in holes in the ground. We have dark vision.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Zin,
Yeah.
you see it go down 30 feet, and it like blacks out to you. It kind of dies off. But the rest of you can see that further down this this cave, you see that it starts to like bend to the left.
Do I know that Zin is having has a problem? Have we dealt with that before? Not. I don't think I have with him.
You personally have not. No.
Yeah.
A problem of not being able to see in the dark?
Yeah.
Because you weren't in the sewers.
Yep.
Is that
So,
a thing
never
you know
mind.
about dragonborns in general, like a nature kind of
I
thing?
mean, I could, but
How dark is it? Is it like absolute
our
darkness?
dark visions have kicked
Yeah,
out.
it's you guys are using your dark
turned on.
Oh, I will dig into my burglar's pack.
At least as far as you can see, until the cave starts to bend, there's no light.
I'll dig into my burglar's pack and pull out a candle and light it.
Cool, and your candle's 10 feet and 10 feet. This torch is 20-20.
5 and 5.
Oh, 5 and 5. Okay. So you get 10 feet of.
Oh, I have a
dim
hooded.
light.
Nope, I lied. I have a hooded lantern.
I was gonna say, I thought you had a lantern.
I'm gonna
but-
do that. Hooded lantern.
Which is 20-20. It's like a torch, right?
Bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for another 30-foot.
Cool.
You can lower the hood, reducing the radius to 5 and 5,
Mm-hmm.
and anywhere in between.
Not just stifle your lantern, but you know I can do that without the need of wasting money.
Sure.
That's for now. Don't have to waste anything. Don't have to replace
I
it.
blow it out.
I grab it. I want to
Appreciate
just
the
grab a,
advice.
I want to grab a stone. And just like
And the stone lights up in your hand. And I believe that one is 20 feet and 20 feet, right? Because it's the same stats as the torch.
let's check. But yeah, pretty sure.
But yeah, so you take the lead.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take the lead.
You could cast that on Brago's hammer.
I think so.
Brago in front.
I'm gonna cast it on Brago's hammer as well, which makes the whole room light up a lot more. Because it's not a, it just happens right now. It's not concentration.
Nope, it's cantrip. So.
Yeah. I'm just gonna cast it right on his,
That's my...
his maul.
That's the only hammer I have right now. Great. I have a light up hammer.
Yep, you sure do.
Great.
So you take the lead and you come to this bend that starts to bend to the left, and you continue around it.
Yep.
Yeah. So you continue around it, and you see that the cave/tunnel continues, and as it does, you notice a little ways off to the right, you see that it splits.
It splits.
Yeah,
Okay.
almost like a side chute. Like the main tunnel seems to go one way, and then you see like a smaller tunnel that seems to branch off of it.
Well, I'm going to walk up to the intersection and listen to see if I can hear something from either side.
So as you start to get closer to where that tunnelway is, how close do you get to it?
I would just walk right up to the intersection unless I have a reason not to, like I hear something earlier.
So before you get to the intersection, you notice a faint light coming out of
Which side?
it. The right, the
right
offshoot.
side. Okay. At the point that I can start seeing light, I would like to, senses, hearing, smelling.
You smell the damp, kind of wet stone smell of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to try and hear anything else, go for roll a perception check.
Also, clarification: my stone has gone out because his hammer.
11.
11. You don't really hear anything. As far as the main tunnel seems to go, you see it kind of like continue on, but you don't. You can't. You don't. Are you walking right out into the intersection to look down, or?
Yeah, sure.
You look in and you see that this small tunnel entryway kind of goes down for a little bit, and then it opens up into a larger room. And you see that in this room there is torches that line the wall,
Mhm.
and you see something bulky in the far back.
General shape of this bulk.
It almost looks like a statue of some sort, or a carving.
And the light's coming from that room.
Yes.
Can I see the source of the light? Or is it reflected light?
It looks like multiple sources.
Okay, like torches or something like
Yeah.
that. Okay. And the other corridor is dark.
Yes.
Was a
Uh,
race of this monk ever mentioned? No. Okay.
Flom. Is
Flom.
I'm gonna whisper to people. Is Flom a racial name that any of you?
Just Flom sounds familiar to me.
Yeah.
Roll an ace check.
A typical XYZ person's name.
11, I think. Let me check.
It doesn't seem to.
Yeah, 11.
tip your scales in any way of any sort of particular race.
That's not a tiefling name.
Doesn't
Okay.
sound very
Okay.
dragonborn either.
Does not. But I'll keep it in mind. I'll walk towards the light.
As you walk in, you see more kind of start to take form. You see a couple of like larger rocks on the ground, and then you see this large stone carving, kind of like a pedestal, and then you see on top of it this carving, and you also see the outline of a body kneeled down in front of it.
Does this look like an old? What
From
race
what
is
you
the
can
body?
see, you see the body down on its legs, leaned forward, like almost with its head like touching the ground.
Like in front.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I? And this is a medium-sized
Mhm.
humanoid.
Yep.
Can I
You
see?
can see that it's wearing like
skin?
blue robes.
Can I see skin?
Not from where you're at.
What does the statue look like?
So the statue that you see is this pedestal that on top of it has carving of a large hammer, and on the hammer seems to have protrusions that come out centered upon the head of the hammer that end in scales.
Okay. Like Lady Justice scales, right?
Yep.
Not Dragonborn scales.
Like one-eyed god of justice scales.
Like tear, perhaps. I'm gonna like
I know a
clear.
thing or two about some tear.
I'm gonna like clear my throat.
Wama ding dong!
Without the body moving, you hear, "Why would you interrupt me? Can't you see I'm in the middle of something?"
I did not mean to interfere. We were told that you can give guidance.
Yes, that has been said. And you see the body kind of start to like slink up and sit up, and you see the back of a bald head. And you see him reach back down, and he pulls up this staff and kind of like sets it into the ground and grabs it with both hands and uses it to lift himself up. And you turn around and you see this old man, bald head, large bushy eyebrows. Actually, looks like that.
Is he human then?
Human.
Human!
And he gets up and
It's like finally anime grandfather who is actually villain.
and looks at you. Why have you come here?
We are companions, and many of us seek our place in the world and guidance.
Varha Safar sent us.
Did she tell you to leave your manners behind too?
No.
Who
What
are
did
you?
we do? Oh, I'm Sarmaya no Gakori.
Robert Thunderfoot.
Clapham's
Savian Stormwind.
Made from Evo.
You already know my name, it seems.
Yeah, Mom.
That's correct. As I said, why are you here?
We were told you were wise and could share that wisdom with us.
Why would I just give it to you?
Farah made it sound like if we made it up here, you'd be pretty perceptive.
I think she implied a bit more than that. If there is a test we must face, or some sort of trial, or something, then we will face it.
We're good at a lot of things.
What can you do to prove your worth?
Sarmea's gonna pull out her tiny drum of the pink gold and start playing it. I'm a great bard.
I'm good with the hammer.
And he just kind of looks around.
I am deft of hand and fleet of foot.
He just looks around.
I'm gonna pull out my
I don't have a
my
lot of
makeup
self-confidence.
Your makeup?
Yeah.
Okay.
and rub a little bit on my cheek and cast friends on him.
Ooh.
I have a way with words. And you look like a very kindly, friendly individual. I also don't think I'm hiding the fact that I'm doing it though.
You're trying to prove that you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
some
yeah.
magical abilities.
Not yet. Working on it.
Okay, Jafar.
That's the genie.
If you do, it seems you could use some practice.
No.
As he's nodding his way.
Uh-oh.
Puts me on the other side so it's not just on one side. Am I casting anything? Just I like symmetry.
Kind of just looks at you intently as you do it. Why would any of this be a reason for me to give you what I know?
Well, Zen didn't say what she was good at yet. She's good at a lot of things besides just being really pretty.
Looks will get you everywhere.
No, but she's got a lot of
That
cool
is me.
abilities.
Will destroy you.
It's not told. Because we were told that we were destined. We were told to be. So
The
we
Blackstaff sees great potential in all of this.
our path led us here.
Our meeting was not chance, but perhaps fate or destiny.
Perhaps it was. I'm not one to say. I don't decide one's destiny.
Can you show one their worth, their reason for being here?
I can help point one in the right direction.
I believe that is what we seek.
Will you?
What do we need to do
How do we become worthy?
to show you?
What you see. You said you came here for information, knowledge. What knowledge do you seek?
What is our destiny?
Purpose.
What's our... Why did we meet?
What's your favorite color?
The Blackstaff told us we should seek you out if we want to find out what we are really in Waterdeep to do. To accomplish.
You look for a purpose.
Yeah, he's not. He's not even trying to be like, yeah, it's what I said.
Yeah.
Not even that.
The thing I just said.
Yeah, not doing that. Be good. Be good. It's true. We all search for our purpose.
For clarity and purpose.
But there's some reason that we all met, and we want to know what that is. What are we supposed to do as a group? Are we supposed to, like, fight dragons, or, like, what are we supposed to do together? Are we just supposed to open our tavern and be wildly successful?
I don't think it's anything we're supposed to do, but what we're potentially capable of doing.
Okay, yeah.
Sounds like you all hold this information very important. If a lot of you climb this mountain to find me,
It was really hard.
as it is, I'm going to be willing to put in hard work for this knowledge to see it through.
Mhm.
We fight for it.
Yes.
Yes.
I definitely raised my eyebrow at that statement.
Prove it. And he drops his staff and just stands there with his hands crossed. Everybody roll initiative.
No.
We haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
Right? No.
Right? Maybe it's not as bad as mine.
Also, we should fix the map camera. Just a little bit. Ooh, nice.
Fuck yeah.
So this is where you guys enter.
Yeah.
And this is where you guys find yourselves.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's
It's drifting down. It's sleeping.
Tilt
We're gonna
it
have to spell
back towards you
everything
just a little bit, maybe.
today.
Tilt it back towards you just a little bit. I can see it fine.
no, I know, but I can just literally see it myself. If like it's just only a few seconds away.
So where would you guys say that you had yourselves? So Brago, you were in first.
I was close behind him.
I am, however, not in first initiative
And then who was next?
16.
Because he would be talking.
Well, like, just
Yeah.
walking in.
Oh, just walking in.
order.
Considering I don't have dark vision and I am
That worked for everybody?
yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Perfect.
All right. Sarmania,
4.
off to a strong start.
Yeah.
Brago,
6.
even better. Savian.
9.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, 5.
5.
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh yeah, guys. We're doing.
we're gonna get rocked by this old
16.
man.
Oh, nice.
Well, you know,
It was a possibility to begin
in
with.
D&D, the older you are, the higher level you are. So,
Yeah. Respect your elders.
Right? We're about to get monk rocked.
Respect your combat elders.
Yeah, right.
I'll fight this old man for level 3. In a heartbeat. I don't know what that says about me as a person, but
That's where we're at.
I'm not afraid to admit it.
Ascend on the corpses of my enemies.
Yeah.
All right. And
Beauty before age, motherfucker.
I like my vanity.
it starts with him.
Of course.
But you see him as he stands there, and you guys ready yourselves. You just see him close his eyes, and he wakes. Zin, you're up.
Arthur Baker Grun
yeah.
fucking shit from CR Campaign 1. You're gonna
Well.
get destroyed by this old man.
Yes. That's a given.
I grab my flail
Hey, we killed him right there.
and like as I grab it, I kind of like
Anything's possible.
dig my claws like into my hand and invoke my Crimson Right.
Mm-hmm.
You got the power.
And
You touch.
I mean, I suppose I run up on him and attack with my flail.
Okay.
Just gonna go for it.
Everybody wants to grab a part of the giant robot.
Yeah, make your attack.
100%.
This one, bro.
Crimson Right just
Get him, Zen.
Yeah, okay. 25.
Oh.
That hits.
Oh. Oh my.
But oh no, do it.
Oh.
Shots.
You run up.
That's kind of my fault.
11, 15 damage.
Oh, solid. Very solid.
Got you right in there and everything.
Mm-hmm. And my +2 for dueling.
Nice.
Yep.
So that's
Sword
7?
and board.
15.
15.
Yep.
Okay. And I forgot to do it first, but he had held his action, so he's going to swing on you when you get close to him.
Oh, and if it matters at all, 1 point of that damage is lightning.
Okay. So he swings at you. There we go. For 26.
Ooh.
That hits. Yes.
For 8 damage.
Got it.
And then, so that would have been before you hit. But then afterwards, are you doing anything else after you hit him?
I don't think so, because I technically used my bonus action to invoke my right. So I think that is everything I can do, other than possibly move more, but I'm not going to do it.
How much damage did you do on?
I did 15.
Okay.
Solid.
Okay, and then you see him, like, he hits you right before you come in with your flail, and he takes the hit into his side, but he kind of uses that momentum to throw himself right past you, and he ends up out here.
Oh, shit.
And you see him kind of like run in between you guys, and you see him kind of like hop up and spin around in the air, and he kind of like slides back and stops and just like is ready for you guys.
But so fast we don't get attacks of opportunity.
Yep.
Motherfucker.
Sabian.
I'm gonna draw my daggers, and I will.
So use that new dagger you have?
Yeah, I'll have a short sword in my offhand, and I'm gonna run up to him to about there.
That's 25.
Yeah, I'll hold my action until someone gets next to him, and then I will attack.
Okay. Brago.
As the swirl of combat it starts around me, I let out a roar and I rage.
And I run over here and I swing it.
I have a bonus action I'd like to.
Okay.
I was gonna say I was gonna try and hide from it. Never mind. Fuck it. Continue. Drago rages.
So what did you do
rages.
with your lantern?
On the lantern, I put it out when he casts light on the hammer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So Brago's hammer is just still.
So when Brago runs up, do I make my
Hit him
attack?
with a
Yes.
light hammer of light.
And I'm
See it
flanking.
coming.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. 25 to hit with the dagger,
That'll hit.
and so that would be sneak attack, and the dagger. Oh no, my sneak attack's not 2d6 yet. I thought it was 2d6. But nope. 3 plus 4, 7 points of piercing damage.
7 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Braga runs in.
Yep. Brago, your swing.
I'm rolling well.
Advantage. You're flanking.
Oh,
I got you, boo. 22.
Oh, so much better. That is 23.
23 hits.
All right.
Landing blows on this
Yeah.
bro.
10 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
Snarl.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
All right. Mavrum.
Sabian has a smirk on his face. He's like, yeah, we're fucking getting this old guy.
Just give me one sec.
Yeah.
Actually, watching all this go down, he's going to
Not like in a vindictive way.
pull out
but-
the cured leather and cast
And like
mage
a-
armor on
This
himself.
guy's, a fool for trying to fight it.
Yeah,
Cast mage armor on
basically.
yourself.
Okay, he's the
And then I'm
hubris.
going to turn and put my back to the wall inside the cave, so he's still in sight.
That makes it Sarmane's turn.
Woo! Well, Sarmaya's gonna turn around, so she's looking at dude.
You went
No,
Here?
all the way back.
this way
Nope, straight. Yep, right there.
by the statue.
I guess to the other side of the side. Yeah.
Right there.
So he's still in sight, but my back's to the wall.
So Sarmaya's gonna turn around, so she's facing him, and then, I guess we can flavor this a little bit.
Whoa.
She's gonna be playing her drum of the
What?
tiny drum of the pink flip, looking at him,
Dropped
and
out.
she's gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.